Hi, I'm Brandon, and this is my co-host Carlos.
Yeah.
Today is March the 28th, 2020, and we will be talking about the creatives, the Voisey app, and the Linda Fairstein's lawsuit.
Yeah.
Carlos, we're living in some unprecedented times.
Most definitely.
However, I believe it's bringing us closer together. Not physically, though, because we're supposed to stay at least 6 feet apart, but spiritually and emotionally. On the book, otherwise known as Facebook, artists have been streaming live concerts from their houses. Others have been going live and acting silly. Also, people have been posting videos of their kids dancing. Then there are the churchy posts. Oh, the churchy posts. Well, those are not necessarily new, but during these times, I'm kind of paying more attention to them now. This morning, one caught my attention as I was preparing for the show. Crystal Rucker, who is a gospel artist, posted, "I can't sleep, and I'm praying for us all, the whole world, especially those hurting, sick, and all essential workers." Carlos, man, how have you been?
You know what? Last week was an extremely long week from the standpoint of work, and then we got our rehearsal with our band. Then we had rehearsal with, the praise team on Thursday. All this so we can get prepared for when all of this is over. We got a concert coming up over in Mobile for the Mobile Fest. Is that what it's called?
I don't know the name of the actual festival, but it's a musical festival. They have over 10,000 participants. Mm-hmm. It's kind of similar to like the Jazz Fest, that they do in New Orleans, but it's like their version of it.
Right.
But yeah, we're preparing for that and trying to get ready for that. And
then rehearsal for praise team. We will be all viral come tomorrow.
Viral.
Yeah.
This coronavirus has really changed the way we think and talk, because normally when you say viral, no one would really pay that much attention, but you're saying viral during this time. But it's kind of scary, man.
Brings on a whole new connotation, huh?
Yes. Yeah. Well, yesterday was my wife's birthday.
Happy birthday.
She was in good spirits. I could tell she was kind of down at first because, you can't do anything.
Right.
Like, I was going to take her, I'm not going to tell you on the air what I was going to do, because then it won't be a surprise to her. Right. After the Rona is over, I have something very special planned for her.
Cool.
But we couldn't do it yesterday because
everything shut down. Everything.
We drove around. Now, the restaurants are open, but as far as you going in and sitting down, that's a no-go.
People are legit scared.
Yeah.
People are legit scared. I was at work a couple of days ago at a place where we are supposed to get the signature signed for the ticket once we deliver the product, and she refused to open the door. Like, she knew exactly who I was and everything, but she absolutely refused to open the door.
Really?
And it was like dang near terrified. Like, I had to take a minute and just kind of laugh.
Right.
Because I, not laughing at her, but just understanding the situation we're in.
Sure.
And it was a long day, and I'm like, man, I got to crawl out this doggone truck again, and you won't even sign this.
Right.
But then, like I said, I had to laugh.
Yeah.
It's a crazy time.
It is crazy. We was at Lowe's buying some dirt. Like,
why are you buying dirt?
Well, we're planting a garden, or have been for the last few.
So have you added anything to that?
I have.
Okay.
Instead of planting in the ground, we haven't been that successful in the ground. I guess because, in Florida it's so sandy, you have to really develop the ground, and we haven't done that. So what we did, we bought a whole bunch of planters, plastic planters, big, large gallon planters, and we're filling them with dirt and cow manure and mixing it all up and planting stuff. We have, yesterday what we did, we planted tea stuff like lavender, rosemary, chamomile, and then I can't think of the fourth one. But anyway, we planted some herbs because we're making our own tea and stuff now.
So it seems like you had a little bit more time on your hand. How did that happen?
Well, because the corona. I have one of my jobs, because I have different things that I do, and one of but one of my jobs has given me a 30-day with pay, break. So I'm blessed in that regard.
That's what's up. Taking a step back real quick, you said one of the things that the churchy posts. I want to highlight somebody who just happens to be some kin to me. Her name is Kristen Joy Greer. She is a beautiful, bright, now I'm saying this not just because you're my cousin, Kristen, should you listen, but individual who's heavy in ministry and is a principal out in Brooklyn. And she has been doing this covenant of peace during this time, and I've been tuning in. And if anybody should just want something inspirational, she's been really breaking down scriptures when it comes to peace. Go check her out. Her name is Kristen Joy Greer on Facebook, and it's called The Covenant of Peace. And she has a lot of things that will help you through this time, and it's really been helping me out and blessing me. So I just wanted to give her a quick shout out. Love you, cuzzo. Love you.
A lot of people have a lot of time on their hand. People not going to work. They're being quarantined and having to stay in.
Yeah.
Which I must say has caused us to be more creative with what we do with our family. My wife has turned into a teacher. I have to give props to the teachers.
Man, listen.
I know that it's tough teaching, or I knew that it was tough teaching, but when you have to teach your own child and say, Dylan, that's one of my son's names, 2 + 2, if how did this go? If Martha had 2 apples and Johnny had 2 apples, how many apples do they have together? And then Dylan will say something like, well, probably 2. And I'm like, no, if Martha, and I'm raising my voice because I'm thinking that's going to give them a clue to it. It's crazy.
Man, that reminds me of a meme that I saw a while back on Facebook, where it was just like black folks or black parents, when they help their kid, they just raise their voice. So they don't actually teach them. And that's
supposed to teach them, what it is. But getting to our 3 points or 3 topics that we're going to be talking about today. The creatives. We're also going to be talking about the Voisey app. And again, as I said, the Linda Fairstein's lawsuit against Ava DuVernay. So let's go start talking about the first point, Carlos.
Yeah, the creatives.
The creatives, what is that?
Well, for those who don't know, the creatives is a term where it identifies people who create, whether it's in the arts, music, anything of that nature. People who are just overall creative. And so we've had a major spike in this arena, especially on IG Live, Facebook Live, things of that nature. It has been amazing. Let's go to church first.
Okay.
One of my favorite of all time. If anybody knows me, Commission is my favorite gospel group, and this one individual is my favorite gospel singer of all time, Fred Hammond.
Right.
He went from his warehouse. You mentioned it earlier. He went from his warehouse and gave us 45 minutes of just straight worship. And it took me all the way in. It was very enjoyable, very relatable. He hit you with some new stuff from United Tenors to the old stuff, No Weapon, which is more, that song has so much meaning right now. And then, he just took us out, and his musicians are always second to none. All he had was his bass player, keys, and drums, and they were smacking and locked. It was ridiculous. And then they went, like, the musicians, after he went off for about 2 or 3 minutes, the musicians just played, and man, they are so ridiculous. It was good. Then you got Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin, he went live from his living room for about 45 minutes, and with his family and some people, some background singers. He was on keys, and all they had was background singers, and he just went in. That was amazing. Who else? Kiki Sheard has been doing morning Bible studies.
Wow.
Those have been decent. Miranda Curtis, she went live from her living room. And that was amazing. And then Ty Tribbett, he actually went live from his church. He's a pastor down in Orlando. And he went live from his church and had his band and worship team with him. And it was incredible.
If y'all don't know the artists that Carlos is talking about, those are mostly gospel artists. But I just came across something on cnet.com. CNET is a tech news medium. But 11 hours ago, they posted every live concert and band you can stream on March 27th from your home. So today's March the, 28th?
Yes, today's the
So this was yesterday. You could watch, and some of these may be upcoming too. But Elvis Castillo, Diplo, I've never heard of these people. Daft Punk, Melissa Etheridge.
Never heard of Daft Punk?
No, I heard of Daft Punk, but
Okay.
this one that I skipped over. Tinashe. Tinashe?
Tinashe.
Yeah.
Yeah, she.
Okay, Tinashe, Daft Punk, Melissa Etheridge, Miley Cyrus, Questlove, of course I know, with the
are all
Roots,
heavy
right?
hitters, yeah.
Yeah, and more live music while social distancing, Coach Tour. You know, and when this epidemic or pandemic, we're in pandemic stage now, right? When it first happened, I said it would be great because since we can't go out, for these artists to come together and do live streaming, I mean, that's, you know, I think that's a great way. I will give you this tidbit of information being a musician myself. If you are going to, in order to experience music live streaming, I suggest that you either put it on like your entertainment system at home, you know, like put it up on the flat screen.
Yeah.
And if you have your speakers with subwoofers, you know, stream it to your TV. Then secondly, if you can't do that, put some earphones on, some good earphones. That way you can really engulf yourself in the music.
You can hear the bass.
Yeah, you can hear the bass. But I'm sure there are more people that are going live, but that caught my attention while you were talking.
Yeah. I'm finna flip to the secular side.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
So now we got the secular side. If anybody missed the battle between Timberland and Swizz Beatz, I think it was Thursday night. What they did was they went at each other with all of their hits that they've had over the past 25 years.
Oh, wow.
It was amazing.
Now, who was it?
Swizz Beatz and Timberland.
Swizz Beatz and Timberland.
Yeah. Swizz Beatz and Timberland. And like, listen, they went at it straight hip hop style, talking crazy to each other, but everybody knows they're friends.
Right.
It was just something creative to do. Man, Timberland was smacking boys with his stuff from Aaliyah and then all his other stuff that he did with, you know, Missy and Magoo and Justin Timberlake.
2 days ago, Timberland and Swizz Beatz, the Root says.
Yeah.
Timberland and Swizz Beatz give the people what they want with virtual beat battles on Instagram Live.
It was amazing.
Was it?
Yes. And then they did yesterday was Boy Wonder and Hit Boy. They're younger producers, but they just as cold.
Okay.
And I missed that one, but I kind of caught glimpses and highlights of it. That was amazing. Wes Watkins. I don't know if anybody knows who he is. He is a very, very creative drummer out of the DC area. And what he does, he remixes people's music and puts like creative drum patterns over them.
Okay.
He's one of the most creative drummers, musicians out there right now. He's one of my favorite ones that I love to watch over on IG. Man, he's been rocking stuff with his band and then just remixing, again, different hip hop and R&B and pop albums.
Right.
Amazing. Erykah Badu, she went live from her living room, charging everybody $1 in her bedroom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she got
But
creative.
did you see that someone posted a live video? This really happened. It was a live video on Facebook. And it had been, when I looked at it, it had been streaming for like 10 hours. And
Wow.
the description was, and it was blank. Nobody was there. The description was Lauryn Hill goes live for gives live concert.
Wow.
And you know, there's that little joke that she doesn't show up for the concerts or whatever. And it had
this
been
show
going
was up on time.
Yeah, it had been going for 10 hours, and I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But definitely, people are being creative. I'm on social media all the time anyway, just to try to find content for the show.
Right.
But even more so, I find myself on there just because, as you said, the creatives, people who are creating things. You know, people are being very creative with it.
Yeah.
You know, TikTok is, I know we're going to talk about the Voisey app, but TikTok, which is very similar to the Voisey app, there have been a lot of people doing challenges on there.
Yeah, they better get their little dance on.
Yeah. And, you know, so it's, yeah, what is that? What's the name of that challenge?
I don't even know.
Well, I know is,
all I know is
elbow, shimmy, clap.
Yep.
Elbow, shimmy, clap.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then did you see that video where that's all they had to do? You know, and then one person, they line up and one person does it. And then he moves out or she moves out
like
the way.
a Soul Train line.
Yeah, and then another person do it. But did you see that video where they did it on the stairs and when they got to the third person, when they were supposed to clap, they fell?
Yeah.
And someone posted, you had one job. All you had to do was do that.
Yep.
You can keep going. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Another one I've been listening to is D Nice. I don't know if anybody knows or remember who D Nice was. He was a MC from way back in the day, like late 80s, early 90s. He's been doing these basement parties over on Spotify. Man, he's been killing it. I don't know if you guys know who Tony Baker is. Excuse me. He's a voiceover and a comedian. He's a voiceover artist and a comedian. Hilarious. If you don't know who he is, Tony Baker, go check him out. He's been doing new voiceovers and they will have you doubled over laughing. Especially the ones about the cats, when the cats be fighting and he gives the cats personalities and he actually has storylines with these cats. It's hilarious. I'm telling you, go check him out. It has been an amazing time to be a creative because they've had nothing but just time on their hands. They can't get out, and so they're being creative in whatever their stream of creativity is, and it's been amazing.
Right.
So, like I said, these are absolutely amazing, and the good thing about streams is you can always go back and find them and watch them or listen to them.
Right.
And the ones that I mentioned are ones who captured my attention and have been amazing. So go check those out, and I'm sure there are more to come. Matter of fact, they're actually about to be more creative with it, but not just creative, but more structured with it, because they're actual networks that are lining artists up to do like these massive concerts from wherever they're streaming from, whether it be the house or different venues. So we get to look forward to that as well. So that I'm excited. Being a creative and being a musician in that vein, this is a really just dope time to be,
a creative. And we're both creatives.
Right.
There are some creatives that are coming out of the woodwork. Probably people are creating things on the internet that you probably would have never seen if they wasn't quarantined,
Definitely.
Being quarantined has given us more time to be creative. I've been writing short stories, and I posted, we have story time with Brandon on the show, but I posted one outside of the normal show. Carlos was upset about it because he said I didn't tell him that I was going to do that, but anyway, I did it because I had a lot of time on my hands. So basically, I did a little show without him. It was just me reading one of my short stories, which I'm gonna get back to. So let's talk about the Voisey app.
Yeah,
the Voisey
is not on our platform.
It's not on Carlos's platform because he has an Android. However, I have iOS, aka iPhone, iPad, etc. But the Voisey app is the best music app for singers and rappers. Join producers, beat makers, and other songwriters and create brand new hits and cover versions of your favorite songs. And this is according to the app's developers. Those are not Carlos Anon's words, but this is what they say about themselves. Basically, the Voisey app, if you're familiar with TikTok, is very similar to that. The app is where you can listen to songs and then record like yourself singing them. but they have a lot of different effects. So, the T-Pain effect, where you have the auto-tune, you can do that.
Right.
There are other effects you can do. And it takes a person who can't sing well, sing better. It's fun. You can share it with people. It's just another social media type deal. But one artist who you and I know, he's a gospel artist as well, Jason Claiborne, he did one, and I was trying to find it on here, but it popped up yesterday, but you know how Facebook is. It pushes out your stuff way down, especially if you have a lot of people that you follow.
Nothing worse
but
than looking at something and losing your feed.
Yeah, I need but there's a save feature. I didn't realize that. You can hit the little three ellipses, and click on it, and it'll allow you to save whatever it is. I don't know where to get to it from there, but it saves it somewhere. But the Voisey app is very similar to TikTok.
I thought it was pretty dope, and I was kind of mad that they didn't have it on Android's platform. But I watched a lot of my friends on my feed on Facebook, and they were all on it.
Did one capture your attention more than the other?
You know what? It was quite a few of them, actually. Let me see if I can quickly pull them up.
While Carlos is looking for that, you all, if you have a Voisey app on your phone, and or not even just limited to Voisey, but even TikTok or any videos of yourself doing something creative, put it on our Facebook page down in the comment section. On this live feed, you can post it down there, and we may pick yours and share it on the show.
Actually, I just found it. My boy Jeremy Thompson from Indy, he was on it last night.
Is it something that you can play?
Yeah.
Like turn the volume way up and let's listen to it real quick. And you can put it close to the microphone. I know this is a little ghetto, but hey. Turn it up. Okay. So is that? I haven't heard him without that app. I mean, he's obviously can sing.
Listen, he is one of the coldest singers in Indianapolis. Young man, praise and worship leader, and he sings background for pretty much any and everybody in Indianapolis because he's just that cold. And he has some singles and songs coming out very soon, so be on the lookout for him, Jeremy Thompson.
You got any secular artists on there? You all out there in radio land or podcast land, I try to stay on the Carlos, and I don't mind doing this on the air. But for us to be more so, all right. Find us an artist that
you know what? Everybody who was on my timeline yesterday for Voisey were gospel artists.
Okay.
Now, but I will say this. Let me highlight somebody. We played his song a couple of weeks ago. His name is E. Vincent.
E. Vincent.
He has a full-fledged album now. It's out on all platforms called Alpha. I'm going to pull it up for those of you guys on Facebook land so you guys can go see what the album cover looks like and support my guy. It's a good album. Here it is. There it is.
And for those that are listening, you can't see what he's showing, but describe to the listening audience what you're showing the Facebook Live audience.
All right. On my musical moments with Los, we had a artist on here named E. Vincent. We played his song Fade Away. He has a full-fledged album named Alpha out. You can get it on all digital platforms. It's a very good album. I suggest you guys go check that out and, like, subscribe, buy it, and let us know what you thought about it. He wants to hear back from you as well. All right?
Gotcha. All right, moving right along. Former prosecutor, author Linda Fairstein sues over Central Part 5 series When They See Us. You remember a while back, those that have been with us from the beginning of the show, we were talking Well, we did a series on When They See Us. When They See Us was or is a docu-series about the Central Park Five. Those were the 5 young men at the time who got falsely accused of a rape and assault on a lady in New York. In Central Park. And they confessed to the crime, but they really didn't commit the crime. They were, well, no, not really. They didn't commit the crime, but they confessed to the crime because they were tortured. They were kids, scared, and so they just admitted to the crime because they were told that if they did, they could just get out of there and go home. Well, anyway, the former prosecutor sues the Central Park over that because
she sued who?
She's Ava DuVernay and Netflix. Former Manhattan prosecutor Linda Fairstein has sued Netflix and film director Ava DuVernay, claiming the film production When They See Us about the Central Park 5 case wrongly showed her as a racist, unethical villain who was the key in the convictions of the 5 Black and Latino teens involved. The suit's name, production Emmy-nominated Ava DuVernay. Netflix released When They See Us on May 31st, 2019. Fairstein is a Southwest Florida resident, filed the lawsuit in Fort Myers. Okay, anyway, that was about a week ago, and from the according to USA Today, that's from their page. But since then, Ava DuVernay the judge dismissed. I'm trying to find. Help me out here. What's the most recent thing? Because I lost it.
As of this week, the judge ruled in Ava DuVernay, and basically
Ava DuVernay,
excuse me, and basically just said, throughout the case, like she tried, like Linda Fairstein tried to sue them, as Brandon stated, and they won their case. She wasn't able to do so successfully.
So what you're saying is Ava DuVernay, basically the lawsuit was thrown out.
Exactly.
So,
basically, since she said it makes it look racist and all that other stuff, the judge said if the shoe fits, wear it.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's it for the Brandon and Carlos show. Remember, wash them hands.
Wash them hands.